What's up, guys? Today here I've got a replay of my boy P Sizzle going against Beta Oshawott, and we see a nasty looking baton pass team against some standard ass stuff, and might as well get this replay going. We see a Scolipede lead. Now, I'm thinking, was he predicting the Clefable? Was he predicting the Hydreigon? Or was he just thinking speed boost because speed boost? Now, I've spoken to many philosophers of our time, and we've discussed this, and we've reached a conclusion, although forever historians may question this. And the conclusion we've reached is that it's probably because of the speed boost. So we're going to see what happens here. He goes for the protect. Bold play, gets some speed there. Guy goes for a U-turn, not sure why he let Landers if he wasn't going to click a move to hit Scolipede. Maybe someday he'll impart the wisdom of why he did that play to his children, and it was just too smart for me to understand. And now we're going to see the Scolipede pass to the Scizor, and in return it's going to break its sub, but it's got speed, and it brings its attack into the positive. Now that high jump kick does a metric fuck ton, and we see the superpower is going to claim a KO. It appears to be a superpower variant of Scizor. He goes for Swords Dance in a curious turn of events, perhaps anticipating that if he was going to lead Landers and click U-turn, then he may only ever know how to click U-turn. He may not know of other moves. This may be the thought process of Mr. P Sizzle. And then we're going to see Gliscor here hit Clefable and do quite a bit of damage. Now we see Clefable switch out, and that tells us that it is probably not unaware. It is probably very aware. As we see the Gliscor claim the KO on Mr. Beta Oshawott's Landers. And now we see it shrink, and then a turn skip, and then Espeon come out. That was quite a curious move by the Showdown replay. And we will see the Hydreigon come out, and it will force it out, and it will get a crit, and it will KO the Espeon, and then we will see the Scolipede come out. And it's going to click the Protect to gain the speed, but it will not be successful. It will fail, and he will click it again, because if at first you do not succeed, try and try again. Now we will see it click Substitute, as the Suicune will click the Command, and it appears to be boosting its special attack and special defense. So we will see him go out into the Thundurus, and the Thundurus now has a Substitute and some Spade. It will click the Nasty Plot, probably to increase its special attack. Now it will break the Substitute with the Thunderbolt, and it will get burned by the Scald, because that is Scald's function. It will burn 75% of the time. Now this is a conspiracy we will talk about from Pokemon. They have created the move Scald, advertising a 30% paralysis, but in actuality, or 30% burn, but we will see in actuality it is 75%. Now this is so that they will have an advantage in tournaments. Their people will know of this ratio, and they will also know of Focus Blast only landing 30% of the time, and that will give them an advantage over their opponents. They will have the knowledge. Now we will see the Manaphy come out as the Suicune clicks Protect, and Manaphy is going to click Tail Glow. It doesn't have a tail though, so is it glowing its hair or whatever that is? Something's glowing, it does not have a tail, you can see it. Its butt is without tail. Now Hydreigon, which does have a tail and does not learn Tail Glow, will knock it out. We will see the Clef come in, and it's down to Scolipede and Gliscor. The Scolipede will click the Protect. Now the Clef must decide to be or not to be, and it shall calm its mind. and reach a state of pure Zen, which it needs. But will it knock out this Gliscor? That is the question. And it gets a Moonblast. Now, it depends on your philosophy. You could say that Moonblast not critting Gliscor is hacks, and that it should have crit. But it did not, much to the dismay of a Mr. Beta Oshawott. So we will see the Gliscor, now with significant boosts, come out and just knock out everything. But does Jirachi have the Shuckaberry? Nope. Instead, the Jirachi got shook. And that will be the game. We will see a 2-0 victory for the man with the team that is entirely based on skill. People don't know this, but using Baton Pass requires a lot of skill. Like, you gotta click the stat boost, but it's not just that, you also have to then click the move Baton Pass. If you click Baton Pass first and not the stat boost, you won't have the stat boost. But if you do click it right, then you're gonna pass the stat boost. So there's really a lot to it. You gotta press the buttons in the right order. It's kinda like that old Simon game, which, as we all know, is impossible to beat. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a good night.